All right, welcome back everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Pratesh with Kaizen Crypto, where you can find the latest news on blockchain and cryptocurrency. In this video here today, I've got a few articles for you guys, very interesting, that I wanted to discuss with you. To get started, if you are new to the channel, I would like to just ask you to please hit that subscribe button. That way you can stay tuned for content like cryptocurrency news. We talk about investment strategies, different cryptocurrency projects, as well as trading tips and technical analysis. So if you all are interested in that type of content, be sure to stick around, click that subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you know when I post a new video. Also, if you guys do find value from this video, be sure to drop a like. It's a small thing you can do and it definitely does help me out. Alright guys, so to get started with this video, I've got a few interesting articles pulled up for you here. So this is all going to be coming to you from CCN. So now nearly 40% of American investors are keen to buy Bitcoin, as well as Cardano. Cardano could skyrocket against a weakening Bitcoin, as well as end-of-year predictions by Michael Novogratz. Here we've got a few different articles to go over here today, so let's get right into it. To start things out, we're looking at this first article here. Nearly 40% of American investors are keen to buy Bitcoin, according to this report. So here, if we read aloud, it's saying stocks and bonds now have some stiff competition. American investors are increasingly exploring the idea of adding Bitcoin to their investment portfolio, according to a study by Grayscale Investments and Q8 Research. Of the 1,100 US-based investors polled in March and April, nearly 40% are interested in owning some Bitcoin. According to Grayscale, this represents a potential market of more than 21 million investors in the general population. While the typical asset allocation for U.S. investors is 60-40 across stocks and bonds respectively, that ratio should now expand to include cryptocurrencies. Investors are increasingly hunting returns that are not possible in other asset classes. According to the report, a large majority of investors, 83%, were strongly motivated by the idea that they could invest small amounts in Bitcoin today, see how their investments performed, and add to their positions later. The idea that Bitcoin has significant potential for growth and that Bitcoin is scarce also resonated with investors interested in investing in Bitcoin. Fundstrat's Thomas Lee has touted a 1-2% allocation to Bitcoin, which given this year's bull market would bolster most investment portfolios. Interesting. So here's a tweet by Thomas Lee from Fundstrat. He talks about that in his tweet. And as we read further, it's saying, in fact, signs are everywhere that investors are increasingly getting off zero, as Morgan Creek's Anthony Pompliano says about institutions, and gaining exposure to cryptocurrencies. Some might be investing in Bitcoin to save for retirement. Okay, interesting. Very cool. So Average Joe is interested in Bitcoin. So if you're wondering the type of investor that Bitcoin is attracting, it's just your average Joe, the report suggests. These individuals tend to have a somewhat higher risk tolerance, but that's understandable given the volatile nature of the asset class. Otherwise, the investors who tend to be a few years younger than the average stock market investor span political parties and income levels, with a higher percentage of men, 57%, showing an interest versus women, which is 43%. So here's a little chart pulled up here for you guys, talking about the different demographics, as well as the income brackets, as well as even the political views of those who are looking at Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. From what we can see here based on this chart, it is majority males. However, there is a also strong percentage of females. Income, I would say that surprisingly, it looks like most median to like lower income would be potentially, lower in the sense that you actually have disposable income to invest. But, from less than 100K, it looks like majority of people are in that income bracket. And surprisingly, let's see here. So Democrats and Republicans, I don't really play too much into the political scope of things. I'm not going to really get into that here on this channel, but that's interesting that they've added that metric. As we scroll down here a little bit further, Bitcoin as a store of value. So Grayscale Investments is behind the Drop of Gold campaign, so it's not surprising that they would explore the BTC gold dynamic. In fact, there is a correlation between those investors who are interested in Bitcoin and those who are interested in gold. So this chart right here kind of goes into that a little bit further. You guys are welcome to take a look. So crypto on the radar. It's no wonder that American investors are more interested in crypto than ever. Bitcoin has received a great deal of media attention in 2019, and the financial services industry has made it easier than ever to invest in cryptocurrencies, with players such as Fidelity entering the fray. Merchants are increasingly finding ways to accept crypto, including sports teams like the Miami Dolphins. There was the Litecoin announcement there, official coin of the Miami Dolphins, which recently started taking Litecoin as a form of payment. Showtime's drama series Billions is also expected to incorporate more crypto now that Bitcoin Billionaires author Ben Mesrich has joined the show as a writer. With the Bitcoin price hovering at 10,000 and bullish predictions for the second half of this year, Bitcoin is bound to capture the attention of more Americans. Very interesting, guys. So this article kind of goes in depth a little bit as to the demographic of who is interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Of course, now they've mentioned Grayscale and Fidelity. All these institutional players are going to be building custodial on-ramps, more so for the institutional players. However, your average Joe is still considering Bitcoin. So very bullish news here. Interesting article. I will leave the links for all these articles in the description, so if you want to check it out, just click the links down in the description below. Next article I have for you guys, Cardano could skyrocket against a weakening Bitcoin. So what we can see here, guys, just based on the market and my perspective, guys, this is not financial advice at all. I'm just reading you an article and giving you my opinion. But we can see that Bitcoin's kind of hovering around 10K, maybe slowing down a little bit. It had that huge parabolic run up. So could we start to see altcoins gaining some of that liquidity? Let's find out. So it's saying if you've been watching the cryptocurrency markets closely, you would see that a new paradigm is emerging. Bitcoin is losing steam. At the same time, other crypto tokens are bottoming out. One coin that has caught our eye is Cardano. Cardano is one of the most fundamentally sound cryptocurrencies. That's why it doesn't make sense that the cryptocurrency ADA BTC dropped as low as a ridiculous number, 524 millionths of a Satoshi, or whatever number that is. At that point, the crypto token has lost over 94% from the all-time high of 0.00008788 of a Bitcoin. Guys, please drop a comment. Let me know how I need to be measuring those numbers. I know that they are measured in Satoshis, but just is it what decimal place? I guess you can just correct me in the comments. Nevertheless, the cryptocurrency dubbed by some as the Ethereum killer appears to be carving a bottom. It's actually trading at a level where it can create a new base and massively pump. Not financial advice, guys. I'm just reading the article aloud to you here. So Cardano showing bottoming out signals on the weekly time frame. A quick look at the weekly chart shows that Cardano is trading close to historic lows. Even though bears were able to take out this level on July 16th, bulls quickly responded and pushed the price above the support on July 17th. The brief breach of the support can now be interpreted as a bear trap. On top of the bear trap, technical indicators are favoring the bulls. First, we have the weekly RSI flailing oversold conditions for the first time in the history of the market on Binance. So now this is all on the weekly time frame, guys. Longer term perspective here. This is for investors, not traders. More so, what it's saying is that this might be a point of maximum financial opportunity. So the cryptocurrency has given up most of the gains of the previous bull market. Thus, it is in a position to start a new cycle. Sure, it can go lower, but if this is the bottom, then those who buy now will be able to maximize their profits. So what it's showing here is that there is some bullish divergence happening here on the daily and the weekly time frames. So let's take a look here as we scroll down. The market has respected support. In addition, a bullish divergence can be spotted on the daily RSI. This suggests that momentum is shifting to the side of the bulls. Also, the volume has dramatically decreased over the last few days. This indicates that sellers are losing interest in dumping at current levels. More importantly, Cardano appears to be at the apex of a large falling wedge. A little more push from the bulls and we might likely see the market break out of this 3-month slump. We believe that fireworks will commence once the cryptocurrency takes out the diagonal resistance of the falling wedge. So interesting to see. Based on this, what are you guys doing? Is there any interest in Cardano with the upcoming Shelly release? I know me personally, I'm looking at Cardano as a long-term investment, and my time horizon is most likely going to be sometime around 2020, 2021 as an investment, as a hodler. So in the short term, might we see some more bearish price action? It's possible. It's definitely possible, guys, especially if Bitcoin decides to drop even further. But who knows? You know, it might be a great opportunity to go long. So let me know what you guys are doing. Leave a comment down in the section below. And guys, for the last article that I have for you here, Mike Novogratz, not going to spend too much time on this one. We know Mike Novogratz and his stance on Bitcoin. He is overwhelmingly bullish on the entire cryptocurrency space. But I just thought I would read aloud a little bit of his opinion as to what we might expect from this point till the end of the year. So some in the cryptocurrency space were left wondering if Michael Novogratz was still bullish on Bitcoin after he recently took some Bitcoin profits and kicked himself for not taking more. Being the astute trader that he is, Novogratz was looking to buy back in at lower levels, an opportunity that doesn't come around every day. Turns out the Galaxy Digital CEO knew exactly what he was doing, and now he's feeling bullish once again. After accurately predicting a period of consolidation for Bitcoin and a range of roughly 10,000 to 14,000, Novogratz now tells Bloomberg that it's only a matter of time before the Bitcoin price reattains its former peak. He points to Bitcoin's big move from 4,000 to nearly 13,500, saying he expects the consolidation to continue. Novogratz believes Bitcoin will continue to trade in a range of 10,000 to 14,000, with 8,500 as the low that holds, adding, "I'm hoping it doesn't get down there, but if it does, it wouldn't surprise me." And then I think at these institutions that have gotten excited again, maybe towards the end of the year, hopefully sooner, we push out of that range and we go back to the old highs of 20,000. So Bitcoin price catalysts, those institutions include some of the biggest companies and endowments, including the likes of Yale, Harvard, Stanford, all of which are preparing for a future in which cryptocurrencies play a role. This is likely to influence other big investors. Despite the skeptics, Novogratz says that the probability of this really working has gone limit up. And then he goes on to talk a little bit about Libra. You guys know about Libra. You know, whether or not that takes off is anybody's guess with the amount of regulatory hurdles that they're currently facing. You know, they've essentially declared war on the United States dollar. As a corporation, you know, they're going against a country and the world reserve currency. So we shall see how that plays out. But I think that nonetheless, the fact that Libra is trying to get involved with cryptocurrencies and whatnot and have their platform facilitate this, it's just bringing more exposure, more awareness, and inevitably more adoption to cryptocurrencies. So this can only be good for Bitcoin. Alright guys, well, I hope you did find some value from this video. That is pretty much all I have for you here today. If you guys have any suggestions or comments for future videos, please be sure to drop them down in the section below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.